Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah, dear viewers. Hope all of you are doing good. I'm also fine, alhamdulillah. This is Iqbal sir, and today we are going to start a new series of lectures in biology for class 9. We'll start with, this chapter called Natural Resources, and this is part 1 of the series, the introduction of natural resources. So, in this series of lectures, in this chapter, the natural resources, we will try to cover, inshallah, the topics like natural resources. What are natural resources and their classification on the basis of their chemical nature, abundance and availability, and on the basis of their distribution in the universe. We will also understand air as a natural resource and formation of winds, clouds, and rain. We will also discuss air pollution as a threat to the modern society or civilizations. Water as a natural resource, rainwater harvesting and water pollution. Then we will study soil as a natural resource, like formation of soil profile and types of soil, and how soil is rich with minerals, soil erosion, and we will also discuss soil or land pollution. But our main focus in this chapter will be on biogeochemical cycles in nature, because most of these natural resources and these pollutions, these are discussed in geography as well. Our main focus in this chapter will be, inshallah, on biogeochemical cycles. These biogeochemical cycles include water cycle or hydrological cycle, carbon cycle, oxygen cycle, and nitrogen cycle. We will also get an idea about greenhouse effect and global warming, ozone layer and its depletion. So, my dear viewers, let's get started. Let's try to understand the title of the chapter itself, because for me, understanding the title is understanding the whole content. If we understand the title of the chapter, we are actually we will be able to understand the whole content of the chapter. Natural resources. Natural means something which comes from nature, right? You know, once on a side note, once I asked students about what natural means, and one of my students replied, "By God." Okay, anyways, natural is anything which comes from nature, created by God, the supernatural power. And what's a resource? According to Merriam-Webster's dictionary definition, resource is a natural source, feature, or phenomenon that enhances the quality of human life. Simply speaking, resource is anything which is beneficial to life, beneficial to existence of life, either way. And then let's try to understand in this context what is a natural resource. As the name suggests, natural resources are all those resources which occur naturally and are beneficial for existence of life. Majority of the natural resources are present on the earth. It's because earth is a very unique planet, because it supports life, right? That part of the earth which supports life together constitutes biosphere. This biosphere includes 3 parts. It includes land or lithosphere, water or hydrosphere. It also includes air or atmosphere. All these, the lithosphere, hydrosphere, and atmosphere, interact together to support life on this planet. This biosphere has 2 components, biotic component and abiotic component. Biotic component of biosphere is the living component and includes all living organisms like microorganisms, plants, and animals, including human beings. while as abiotic component is the non-living component and constitutes air, water, soil, etc. All these biotic and abiotic components of the biosphere are in continuous interaction with each other. And these are, technically speaking, they are interdependent on each other. This interdependence of all these factors is very useful in supporting the life on this planet. And all these biotic and abiotic natural features or natural factors are known as natural resources. I guess now you know what is a natural resource. Natural resources are the materials present in natural environment which support the life of living organisms and satisfy their needs. These are known as natural resources. Right? Okay, let's try to understand the classification of natural resources. The natural resources are classified different ways, such as they are classified on the basis of their chemical nature. They are classified on the basis of their abundance and availability in the universe. They are also classified on the basis of distribution of these natural resources. Okay, let's classify these natural resources on the basis of their chemical nature. On the basis of chemical nature of natural resources, they are of three types: inorganic natural resources, organic natural resources, and mixed natural resources. Inorganic natural resources are the non-living or abiotic natural resources like air, water, metals, and metallic minerals, etc. These are all inorganic natural resources. Organic natural resources are the living or biotic natural resources, and these include microorganisms, plants, animals, etc. Mixed natural resources, on the other hand, they include both. They include biotic and abiotic factors. For example, soil is an inorganic. The soil is a mixed resource because it's a mixture of both inorganic as well as organic resource. Right? Okay, now let's try to classify these natural resources on the basis of abundance and availability. On the basis of abundance and availability, natural resources can be classified into two groups, two types: inexhaustible natural resources and exhaustible natural resources. Inexhaustible natural resources are those natural resources which are present in unlimited quantity in nature and are not likely to be exhausted by continuous human use. These inexhaustible natural resources are present in abundance, like that of solar energy. It's the energy coming from the sun. This is unlimited and it's not likely to get exhausted by human use. Same is the case with air, water, etc. These are inexhaustible natural resources, means these kind of resources are unending resources. Whereas exhaustible natural resources, and these are the resources which are present in limited quantity in nature and are likely to get exhausted. They are likely to get finished by human use. These exhaustible natural resources are further of two types: renewable natural resources and non-renewable natural resources. Renewable natural resources are those exhaustible natural resources which can be renewed and used again and again if managed wisely. These include living things like crops, forests, domestic animals, wildlife, etc. Some of these resources are constantly renewed in nature, while others can be reclaimed, purified, and used again and again. But the matter of concern is these renewable resources can also be lost by the condition if they are not used wisely. Right? Okay. The non-renewable natural resources, on the other hand, are the resources which are like exhaustible natural resources and which cannot be renewed, cannot be restored, and once used, they are lost forever. Like you get the example of metallic minerals and fossil fuels like coal, petroleum, and natural gas. It takes millions and billions of years to form coal and petroleum. So once they are exhausted, it will become technically impossible to renew them, right? So non-renewable natural resources cannot likely be renewed if once lost. These natural resources are also classified on the basis of their distribution in nature. And on the basis of distribution of natural resources in nature, there are three types: national natural resources, multinational natural resources, and international natural resources. National natural resources are those resources which are only confined to a single national boundary, like that of minerals and land. These are national natural resources. Multinational natural resources are those natural resources which are shared by more than one nation simultaneously. For example, some rivers, lakes, and migratory animals. Have you heard about River Nile? This is the longest multinational river, and it's shared by 11 countries. This is an example of multinational natural resource. And international natural resources are those resources which are equally shared throughout the planet, like air, solar energy, etc. These are the types of natural resources. Dear viewers, what we learned so far? We learned that what are natural resources and classification of these natural resources on the basis of their chemical nature, on the basis of their abundance and availability, and on the basis of their distribution. For any related questions, feel free to send a mail or write a comment, and then you will get a satisfactory answer, inshallah. Till then, enjoy the video, subscribe to the channel for future updates. Your